Level 1, the Stitcher. You just lost your job at a legitimate clinic. It wasn't because your skills were lacking. It was because you refused to cut corners for a well-connected VIP. You're 2 months behind on rent. Your landlord's collection messages are blowing up your phone. At the very bottom of your drawer lies the overdue bill for your mother's medical treatment. Someone slips you a crumpled piece of paper. There's nothing on it but an address and a single line. Go here. One job will cover your rent for 3 months. You have no choice. You go. There's no sterile environment here. No professional equipment. You take a deep breath and slice into the man's wound. The stench of blood hits you, tangled with the reek of mold. You force yourself to forget the Hippocratic Oath, to forget the crisp white of your old lab coat. All you focus on is the wound that needs closing. Staying alive isn't just his priority right now, it's yours too. When the procedure is done, he tosses you a thick stack of cash and walks away without a word. You pick up the cash, telling yourself this is just a temporary fix. Once you save enough money, you'll leave this life behind. You'll find a legitimate job again. You'll go back to being the passionate, idealistic healer you once were, but you never expect what comes next. The very next day, someone shows up at your door. A woman with a deep, vicious gash down her arm. She tosses you twice the cash you got the day before. You stare at the stack of bills. You think of your mother's mounting medical bills. Every last flicker of guilt is crushed under the weight of reality. You pick up the scalpel again. Half a month later, the bodyguard from your first job shows up. He tosses you an even thicker envelope. The boss likes your work. You work for us now. You stare at the envelope. You know it's a trap, but you don't have any other way out. Level 2, the dealer. You now have a fixed spot to practice. It's fitted with basic medical equipment, a steady supply of meds, and a lookout who watches your back. You have more power now. You're no longer at the mercy of other people's demands. You get to choose which jobs you take. You get to negotiate your price. You start to learn the core rules of this system. Here, the currency of power isn't just money, it's information, it's leverage. You've patched up more and more people, gang members, cartel operatives, businessmen running from the law. They pay you. They also feed you intel. And that intel is what keeps you standing in this world. One time, a man comes to you needing wound care. You recognize him instantly. He's a wanted fugitive, all over the news. But the cash he tosses you is enough to cover your mother's entire surgery. When the procedure is over, you watch him walk out the door. There's no guilt left, just a numb, quiet calm. You tell yourself you're just making a living. What he's done is none of your business. Loneliness creeps in, slow and unforgiving. You can't reach out to your old friends. You can't tell them what you've become. You can't walk in the sunlight with your head held high. You only go out under the cover of night. Your lookout treats you with respect, but he never truly trusts you. And you feel the exact same way about him. You never let your guard down for a second. Once, a client threatens to expose you, furious that your price is too high. You don't panic, you just lay out the proof of his falsified medical records, the ones he used to dodge legal liability. You expose me, and I'll leak every last detail of your fraud to the authorities. Let's see who goes down first. He leaves with his tail between his legs. In that moment, you learn the hard truth. In this world, kindness and mercy are weaknesses. Only coldness and ruthlessness can keep you safe. Level 3, the Enforcer. You move to a bigger space, an abandoned factory, converted into a hidden clinic. It now has professional surgical equipment, a sterile operating room, and 5 men on your payroll. They handle lookout duty, medical supply runs, odds and ends, and your personal security. You no longer take small, random jobs yourself. You only work for high-paying clients, top gang leadership, cartel kingpins, the bosses of underground financial empires. They need you. Because only you can pull off the most complex surgeries in total secrecy and keep their darkest secrets buried. You've made a name for yourself in the underground medical world. You no longer negotiate prices with clients, your men handle all the details. They just show up with the money, no questions asked. With greater power comes greater danger. Rival factions start to court you. Some want you as their exclusive in-house doctor. Others want to use your skills and intel to take down their competitors. You have to walk the tightrope between every crew, never leaning too far one way or the other. One wrong move, and it's all over. You've seen underground doctors at your level vanish without a trace for picking the wrong side. You no longer struggle with moral dilemmas. No matter who your client is, no matter what horrors they've committed, you take the job if the money's right. The loneliness sinks into your bones. You've got 5 men at your beck and call, endless clients, more money than you could ever spend. But you've never felt more alone. You can't trust anyone, not even your own crew. You can't let yourself fall in love, can't have any attachments outside your mother. You can't let anyone find a weakness to exploit. You can't even sleep through the night. You jolt awake at the smallest sound, terrified someone's coming for you. You start to wonder, what am I even doing? A month later, the boss of the city's underground financial empire finds you. He offers you a massive sum of money to be his exclusive doctor and help him take control of the entire underground medical network. You know this is your shot to climb to the next level. You say yes without hesitation. The allure of power is impossible to resist. Level 4, the Kingpin. You control every last bit of the city's underground medical network. Every underground doctor answers to you. Every single job gets signed off by you first. You've built your own team, a full professional security detail, a private, state-of-the-art hidden clinic. You even have a seat at the table with the top bosses of every major faction in the city. You no longer perform surgery yourself, unless it's the highest stakes, most sensitive jobs. Everything else goes to the doctors under your command. Your power is at an all-time high. You decide which doctors get to keep practicing, and which ones get erased. You decide which factions get access to medical care, and which ones get cut off. You can even use your medical resources to tip the balance of power between rival crews. People court you, people beg you for favors, people want you dead. But no one dares make a move. You're no longer satisfied with just the fees your clients pay. You start demanding a cut of their operations. You use your power to amass more and more wealth, cutting illegal deals with every faction in the city. You help them cover up their crimes, fix their messes, take down their rivals. In return, they feed you an endless stream of money and power. You know none of this is right, but there's no turning back now. You're trapped by the power and the profit, with no way out. Once, a doctor under your command betrays you. You show no mercy. You have him taken care of immediately, every last trace of him wiped clean. You look at the rest of your crew, their hands shaking, and say in a cold, flat voice, "There's only one fate for anyone who betrays me, death." Level 5, the Ghost. You've become the ghost doctor of the underground medical world. People say you can do anything. People say you have no heart, no mercy. You never show your face anymore. You run the entire network over the phone and online. A single word from you can shift the balance of power between every faction in the city. You have unimaginable status and unimaginable loneliness. You live in a hidden fortified villa, surrounded only by a handful of your most loyal security guards. No family.no friends.no attachments of any kind. Your days are spent going through reports from your crew, handling business. The rest of the time, you sit alone by the window, staring out at the world, lost in endless, quiet regret. Your medical skills are at their absolute peak. No matter how complex the case, how high risk the surgery, you pull it off flawlessly. But every time you pick up a scalpel, there's no pride, no sense of accomplishment. Just a heavy, crushing exhaustion. You've saved thousands of lives, but you've also indirectly destroyed thousands more. You start having nightmares, night after night. You see the version of yourself that once shook holding a scalpel. You see the people you saved, and the people they hurt because you kept them alive. You see the man you became, swallowed whole by power and greed. You look back on your life and realize you've spent every single day chasing money and power, compromising a little more each time, sinking deeper and deeper into the dark. And at the end of it all, you have nothing. You start turning down jobs. You step back from the control you fought so hard for. You even start training someone to take your place. You're tired of this endless darkness, this cold, empty loneliness. But you know the machine won't stop just because you walk away. After you're gone, someone else will walk the exact same path you did. A bitter, hollow smile tugs at your lips. You spent your whole life chasing money and power, convinced it would set you free, that it would make you happy. But in the end, you just locked yourself in a cage of your own making. May we all hold fast to who we are on the road of life. May we never be consumed by the dark, never be ruled by greed. May we live to become the people we truly want to be.